Hello and welcome back to my channel. Sorry it's been a while since I've been here, about 2 months. There's a lot been going on with me, and I want to get you guys caught up on what's going on. And in what was February, I went on vacation. I went to visit my sister and my brother-in-law, and I had a really good time. I was able to just sit back and relax and just enjoy myself, enjoy my family. And since I've been back home, it's been the same old, same old. I've been in a lot of more pain. I have been going through back and forth, with that rheumatologist that I had. I had an appointment with him was supposed to be seeing him on the 23rd of March, but I canceled that appointment because he wasn't actually doing anything, to try to help me, to find out the issue that was going on with my neck. And here it is, April again. It's been a whole year, that I've been suffering with my neck problem. So I end up talking to my internal medicine doctor. He said that the tests that I had done last year was, they was old tests, so he wanted to get, new tests done. So I end up going and get the MRI and CT scan done for him. And he got the results back. And so he's going to be sending me to a neurosurgeon because the discs in my neck along my spine have deteriorated. So that's the issue that's going on with my neck and spine. That's the reason why I'm having so much pain there, because there's nothing there. Like I was telling him, that I'm suffering with a lot of migraines now. Like mostly every day or every other day I'm having a migraine, or I'm having shooting pains from my neck up to my head, or it'll go from my head, then it'll shoot down my right arm and leg and stuff. So it's been a long journey, to find out what's going on with my neck. So he said that they was going to be faxing the information and the results in film and stuff over to the neurosurgeon. So when they get that information, they should call me and set up an appointment to come in, because this is serious, because he said that it shows there are bone fragments that in my neck, and they don't want them to start moving, or if I move my neck the wrong way, the bone fragment can pinch up against a nerve. I can end up paralyzed, anything like that. So it's, like I said, it's been a long journey for me going through this. Excuse me. And it was a couple of weeks ago, I ended up had to go to the urgent care because I was in so much pain that I just couldn't take it anymore. And they gave me a cocktail, and it lasted for like maybe a day and a half, and then the pain came back. But it's just that I'm been going through this so long, I got a relief now that I know what is actually happening to my neck. That's a lot better to know that, because I think it was about a week ago, I was really depressed and frustrated because I'm asking a doctor to help me, and they lying to me, saying that, oh, we sent the information. Never did send the information to the doctor or anything. It was that's the reason why I just, I canceled my appointment with them, because him and his staff was constantly lying, saying they had did this and they hadn't. I went all the end of last year waiting to hear from a surgeon and never did, because they never sent the information. It didn't like he didn't have the information, because I got copies of the results and took it to him myself, emailed it to him myself, and he responded and said he received it. But when I went to go see him, his response was pain management. And I told him, I don't think I need to see pain management. I need to see a surgeon, someone that knows about neck and spine. So he said, okay, do you have someone? I gave him a doctor name and never followed up on it. So as of it was yesterday when I got the results from the internal medicine about my MRI, as soon as I got off the phone with them, I called the medical board and reported him, because that's unacceptable that you made me suffer a whole year, didn't even try to do what you needed to do to help me. All you wanted me to come back and see you, so you can just get paid from my insurance. And I'm not going to pay someone from my insurance when you're not helping me. I thought these doctors went to school to help people. They gave an oath, to help people. And that's not helping me when you're not, taking my illness in consideration, So that's where I am on the MRI right now, waiting to go and see the neurosurgeon. So I'm gonna give them a call, the internal medicine, and them back a call today, and see did they fax information over, so I can get this going, because I can't keep living like this. I can't keep living in pain. This pain here is so severe I can't stand it. I can't turn over. I can't, hold my head up. I can't hold my head down. I mean, it hurts just sitting here now, because trying to sit, I think I mostly can sit no more than maybe 15 to anywhere to 25 minutes. And then I start hurting really bad, and then my neck stiff up. I get up and walk to try to help with that, but it doesn't help at times. I have been using lidocaine patches on my neck that haven't, it doesn't do anything, so I stopped doing that. I use the lidocaine cream. Oops, sorry about that. It haven't been doing anything. So, I really just hope that my internal medicine doctor and them went ahead and faxed that information over yesterday so I can get this done. And I took chemo on Wednesday, my first dose for the year, and it was a journey getting there. My daughter had to work. She had a big order they had to get out, so she wasn't able to take me to my appointment. So I called the insurance company and to set up transportation. They said you have to set up the transportation within 72 hours. I did that. They confirmed that they had got me, transportation. So when Wednesday came, I'm waiting for transportation. They sent me an email saying transportation should be there between 8 and 8:15. My appointment was at 9 o'clock. I ain't supposed to see the doctor at 9, started chemo at 9:30. So about 8:30, transportation wasn't here. So I called the insurance company back and I asked them, can they find out where's my ride? So they called them and they told them, oh, it'll be about 10 minutes. They'll be there in 10 minutes. I like, okay. So I waited 15 minutes. They didn't show up. I called back the insurance company and I told them, I said, they're not here. They said within 10 minutes, they're not here yet. And it's been 15 minutes. So they put me on hold again and they contacted them. And then they came back and told me they said it was overbooked, so they're not going to be able to pick me up. That's not acceptable, because if you knew you was overbooked, you should have contacted them the day before so my insurance company could have found another transportation for me. So now they got to try to find a transportation for me, if I can make my chemo appointment. And it was going to take them about an hour to be able to do that. So I called and let them know that I was having transportation problems getting there. And they told me the latest I can get there was 11 o'clock. So I started calling around and really couldn't get no one. So I ended up calling my daughter-in-law, and she said that she would be able to take me, but she was at a doctor appointment with my grandson. And I asked her, would she be able to get me there before 11 o'clock? And she said, yes, she should be, done with his appointment soon. I'm like, okay. So this was about 9:45 when I talked to her. So when she finished with his appointment, she called me and told me she was on her way. And that was about 10:15. And so she got here and picked me up, and I made it there at 10 minutes to 11. And when I walked in, the ladies at the front desk was like, we was finna call you. You normally here, early on time. I said, well, I had transportation problems today. I said, because my daughter wasn't able to bring me, but my daughter-in-law dropped me off. And so they got me in the system, and then they called me back there for I can, get all hooked up to my port hooked up and everything. So while I was back there sitting, while the pharmacy was fixing the medication and getting my pre-med medication fixed and the chemo ready, the doctor came over and talked to me and stuff, and he was asking me, how I was doing, and I told him, it started wearing off like 3 weeks before, because my right hand had started to close up. So he like, okay, well, I'm gonna give you, some triple dose to try to, to help you with this, and I'm gonna give you a double dose of your pre-meds. He said, and you're gonna sleep during the whole 5 hours. True enough, I slept the whole 5 hours while I was there, because he noticed my blood pressure was really high, and he knew I was in pain, and he wanted just for me to sleep where I wouldn't have to deal with the pain, because I was telling that it wasn't the rheumatoid pain, it's the pain from my neck that was really bothering me. So that helped me a lot, because I was able to sleep. And when it was over with, the nurse, she woke me up. She said, Miss Rogers, we're done. And I'm like, okay. She said, do you have a ride home? I'm like, yeah, my daughter, she'll be outside. And I looked at my phone. My daughter had texted me. She said, Mom, I'm outside. And I'm like, she's downstairs. So I went downstairs, and she said, you look so sleepy. I said, yeah, I've been asleep the whole time. I said, I'm still sleepy. And I came home, and I asked her to, make me some soup or something so I can eat something, because I normally eat when I'm there, but like I said, I slept the whole time, so I didn't get a chance to eat anything, no more than breakfast when I got ready to go. So here it is, 4 o'clock in the evening. I hadn't had lunch, so it was time for me to eat something. So I ate some soup, and I went to sleep, and I was just totally out of it. Normally when I get my chemo, I be like an energized bunny. But now when I get these double doses and triple doses of chemo, I am so drained and tired. I can't do anything. You know, that was on Wednesday. Thursday, I was so tired, still behind, all the medication, the pre-meds, and the pre-meds finally wore off about, I think it's about 3 yesterday afternoon. I was more alert. I wasn't sleepy and tired. So I got up and tried, to move around and stuff, but it was difficult. And lately, the past 2 weeks, I have been sleeping with my oxygen because I haven't been able to sleep. I start coughing and I can't stop coughing, and my oxygen levels dropped. So I've been sleeping with my oxygen, for, to try to help me be able to sleep at night. And during the day, I'm fine. I don't even need it. So last night was the first night that I didn't have to sleep with it. So, like I said, it's just, I'm going through so much right now, and it's overwhelming at times, like I said, I try to be brave and, stick it out, but, sometimes your body, is shut down. Mine does. When I get to that stage, it starts to shut down, and then when my body starts to shut down, then I start getting depressed because, I feel that I'm not getting the care that I need, when I'm asking for it, because I don't like to bother anyone about anything. If I'm doing fine, I'm fine. But if I'm not fine and I'm in pain and I'm telling you I'm in pain, I need you to do something about that. When I told my oncologist yesterday that, how I was feeling, he made sure that I was able to rest. He gave me pain meds along with, my pre-meds, to make sure, that I was comfortable when I was getting my chemo. And the rheumatologist that I had, all he said was, go to pain management, but after my internal medicine got the results back, he's like, pain management is not going to be able to do anything for you, and I remember when I had my back surgery, my L4 and L5 did, the surgeon told me, he said, never take beta blockers anymore. He said, because it doesn't do nothing but damage your bone and stuff. Because when you get these blockers, they like little needles. It's like 6 needles, and it's a machine. It's going up and down your spine, and he said, and it's just chipping away at the bone because it's supposed to be going between the joints, to put the medicine there, but it doesn't do anything. It doesn't help. So I think that's what the rheumatologist was hoping that pain management would be able to do, but I'm not going through that anymore. I'm not letting no one take a bunch of needles and stick down my back when I know that now that it's damaging to me. But I'm, praying and hopeful that when I go see this neurosurgeon, that he could actually do something, real soon, not later, soon, that, to give me some relief. Because right now my head feels like it's about to explode. That's how bad my head hurts. And I go through this every day, all day now, 24 hours a day. I go to sleep, my head hurting. I wake up, my head hurting. It's so wrong that doctors don't listen to their patient. I mean, I know they went to medical school and all, but they're not the one that's in pain. I'm the one that's in pain. I know how my body feels. I know when I'm in a good day and I'm in a bad day. Don't just dismiss me and think that I don't know what I'm talking about, because I have had so many doctors to tell me it's all in your head, or you don't have all this. But when it's the numbers don't lie. When you get the lab work and you look at it, and the numbers don't lie. My oncologist, he showed me on the lab work that my internal medicine doctor wanted me to have done. And he showed me, he said, your numbers are sky high. He said, I have never seen nobody numbers in the 500s. My numbers for rheumatoid arthritis is in the 500s. That's critical number, and it shouldn't be that high. Nowhere near that. When they first told me I had rheumatoid arthritis, my numbers was in the hundreds. And 7 years later, when I went back, my numbers was in the 300s. So it just like you can't tell a person that it's in their head, because it's not. The numbers don't lie. Especially the lupus numbers, they're in the 90s. They shouldn't be that high. The scleroderma, the fibromyalgia, all my numbers are sky high, and they shouldn't be that high. But like he said, I have these autoimmune diseases, and there's nothing I can do about it but try to take care of myself. But when you have doctors that looking at you and saying that, oh, there's nothing wrong, but when they get the lab work, they don't even have the decency to say, I'm sorry, I made a mistake. They don't want to admit that. But the next thing they want to do is try to put you on a lot of different medicine that don't work, or you're allergic to. I have tried all kinds of medication for my rheumatoid arthritis, and it's not working. So I just need someone to understand, a rheumatologist to understand why you don't let me suffer. I can't understand why the last two rheumatologists that I had put me through this. Because the first one I went, the lady, she could have did something about it. She was too focused on my hand surgeries that I had already had done. When I'm sitting in her office with a neck brace on, and she still did not address that. She did x-rays on my hand and ankles. Why you didn't do x-rays on my neck? She didn't do that. So I dismissed her. And then I got this rheumatologist, thought maybe he would be more helpful. He was no better. So like I said, I ended up reporting both of them to the medical board, because that's unacceptable that you treat a patient like this when you have documentation showing you. If you don't know how to read what these lab technicians are putting down, send it to a specialist that knows that field, that can help that person. Stop trying to put a Band-Aid on something that a Band-Aid can't fix. Because like I said, I've been dealing with this for a year, and it's unacceptable. It really is, because this is my life you all are playing with. They don't realize that, and I'm not going to let nobody play with my life. I will dismiss you and find someone else. And my case manager for my insurance company, she called me yesterday. She's like, we got your results and stuff back off your MRI and CT scan, and so have the doctor talk to you about it? I'm like, yeah, we talked, and he's going to send me to a neurosurgeon. She's like, okay. She said, because looking at your old results and the new one, they should have did something last year. And I thought, yeah, they should have, but they didn't. And I went through 2 rheumatologists last year trying to get this fixed, and they both let me down. So we are in the process of looking for a new rheumatologist. And she was saying, like I told that, she could send me a list. I'm gonna go through it. I'm gonna check with the medical board and find out, have they had any complaints about them? Because I can't keep dealing with rheumatologists that not trying to help me. I mean, the rheumatologist is supposed to address my rheumatoid arthritis. They're supposed to address my fibromyalgia, my scleroderma, and my lupus. They're not focusing on none of that. None of it. I mean, if I didn't take the initiative myself and my daughter, making sure I get these different herbal teas and stuff to help me, I probably been deteriorated a long time ago, because these rheumatologists are not doing anything. They know I'm allergic to different medications, and then all they can say, well, there's nothing else we can do. Okay, there's other stuff out there. Got to be. Look and see, is there anything else out there? And I said, 3 years ago, I was doing research, trying to figure out, a natural remedy to help with the inflammation in my hands and stuff. And I came across the Mediterranean diet. And what was 2 weeks ago, our lupus team and stuff, they was asking people, have you heard about the Mediterranean diet? It's good for inflammation for people with lupus. And I thought, like, yeah, I've been doing it for 3 years now. It works for me. It might not work for everybody, but it works for me. And I just, fix my meals to incorporate the Mediterranean food into my my diet, because you need to have the olive oil, you can the fatty acids, the lentils, vegetables, seeds, nuts, and fruits, and vinegars. I mean, I do a lot of vinaigrettes when I make salads, because those things that what helps bring down the inflammation. And it's easy for you to just you can Google about the Mediterranean diet, and and fix it to your liking. You don't have to do it the way they got it. You fix it to what you like to eat. You just incorporate it into your food. As I've been doing it for 3 years, and over the past 3 years, I have released 32 pounds. And this was a yo-yo, because I was going back, I would go up, I would go down, go up, go down. But these last 2 months, I've been steady going down. I'm not on the yo-yo anymore. My weight is going down. And I feel a lot better, by releasing this weight. But me releasing this weight and still having all the other issues is defeating the purpose. Because, like I said, the way my neck is right now, my neck is so inflamed no matter what I eat, it's not going to take the inflammation away, because it's there. And I'm have to figure a way to relieve. I put hot compresses on my neck. I use the heat pad on my neck. Like I said, I was using the lidocaine patches and cream, icy hot patches. Those, the CBD patches, and those patches are not cheap. Those CBD patches, they're not cheap at all. And you only get one in one little package, and it's supposed to last for 8 hours. Yeah, you bet. When I bought one and I put it on my neck, I'm like, I'd be better off buying ice patches, because that's all it felt like, and that's what it smelled like, And I'm like, I spent $50 on a patch and it didn't do nothing. It didn't even numb the pain. At least the icy hot in Atlanta came, they do numb me, but the CBD, that thing didn't do nothing. I just wasted $50. So I'm like, I'm not buying those patches anymore. I tried the oils and rubbed them on me. That didn't help. I'm like, okay. So I went back to the herbal medicine. I got me some lavender oil, and I've been rubbing my neck with that. It seems to help at times, not all the time, but sometimes it helps. But like I said, it's just, no matter what you do, you thinking you're doing what the best, you thinking you got the best doctors, and a lot of times you don't. You don't have the best doctors. And with me, I said, like with the Mediterranean, there's certain foods in the Mediterranean I don't like chickpeas. I don't like just eating chickpeas. I get chickpeas to make hummus out of them. I buy me to get me bell peppers and I roast them and put them in olive oil and can them that way. I do different things that I know I'm gonna be able to use into that. I eat a lot of feta cheese. I eat a lot of Greek salads. Stuff like that helps me. And then I was telling my group, on the lupus team, it might work for you and it might not, but like I say, I've been doing it for 3 years and so far it's been working for me. And like I said, these last 2 months, my weight is going down. It's not going back up, because sometimes it'll go up for a month. It'll be up, and then a month it'll go down. Then it'll go back up and go down. So these past 2 months, it's been steady going down, and I'm grateful and thankful for that, because the biggest thing about taking care of yourself and with autoimmune diseases, you don't need to have all that excess weight on you. I have decided that I'm gonna cut out sugar and sweets completely, because I am pre-diabetic, and I don't want to be a diabetic, because my father decided all his family members was diabetic. My sister that passed away, she was a diabetic, and then I came to find out my other sister was telling me that, my other siblings was diabetic. So, I'm like, these different things here, I need to cut out of my eating, the candy, the sweets and stuff. I'm going to cut it out. I ain't going to cut back, I'm going to cut it out. If I have to, eat, more fruits and vegetables, that's fine, because, there's certain fruits that have a lot of sugar. You have to be careful on that also. But my thing, I love grapes. I love strawberries, but I can't eat the strawberries because of the little black pits, because the doctor said by me, having colon cancer, those little pits can get stuck in my colon, and then they'll set up inflammation and stuff like that. So I don't eat things, they got little berries, berries that got little seeds in them. I eat the blueberries, I love blackberries and raspberries. So, I try to eat more stuff like that, like pears, plums, apricots, and a lot of times I get me fruit and I put them in my air fryer, because my air fryer dehydrates also. So I dehydrate me fruit. I have dry fruit. I can use those as my sweet snacks if I want, but I have to be mindful to eat them in moderation. I just can't eat because I'm trying to cut back, and I don't want to start regaining, but that's a process of what I'm working into now. These are things that, that I'm trying to help myself, because I don't want to have to start taking insulin, poking myself and all this stuff, or wearing these little devices where I have to check my sugar level and stuff like that. I'm in the middle range right now, and I want to stay there, in the average range where you should be at, because I don't want to have to add something else on to what I'm going through. I say, I'm very blessed and thankful that I don't have kidney problems like some of the people in my lupus group do, or I have liver problems. Those numbers are great, because they do blood tests and they check all that. That's why I say, I really appreciate, my oncologist showing me and explaining to me about all these different numbers. He was so impressed on how my iron level was, because at one time they was thinking about giving me an iron, infusion, and I started eating a lot of beets, liver, stuff that helped build my iron up. Eating a lot of different things for my potassium, magnesium, all those numbers that was down 6 months ago, those numbers are up where they supposed to be at. And he was so impressed that, I'm taking that initiative to do that, because I really don't like taking a whole lot of medication. I'm back to, they started me off on those new pills where I was supposed to be taking 9 pills, and when I was having so many bad side effects, they cut me back to 6 pills. So on, what was that, March the 1st, they started me back on the 9 pills. I did the 9 pills for a whole month, and that was on April the 1st. That's when I started having the coughing issues, where I would be coughing constantly at night. I couldn't sleep. During the day I was fine. Just when I got ready to go to sleep at night, I would cough. My oxygen level would drop. So I was back on the oxygen doing that. So I contacted my pulmonologist, and I was telling him, what was going on. So he told me to go back to the 6 pills and do the coughing subside, So, like I said, last night was the first night that I hadn't not been able to sleep. I was able not to sleep with the oxygen, because I've been back on the 6 pills now for 15 days. So it's where I'm gonna have to be is on the 6 pills, along with my other regular medication. Because he said, he want me to be able to tolerate this, this medication, because it's for my lungs. It's supposed to slow down the growth on my lungs. And we know that we're not going to get no big significant, results in 6 months when I go back to see him. But, and he said he can look at the x-rays and see, and from the last 6 months up until now, and see, is it improving, or is it not, or is it I'm still at the same where I'm at. So in 6 months, when I go back and see him in September, I will know, is these pills actually, worth continue to take, because it's difficult. It's really, really difficult, going through this. And I'm grateful and blessed to have my children to support, my family, my friends support, why I'm going through this, because sometimes it's very overwhelming. When I get in that place, that the down strong depressed stage, I call the therapist and I talk to them, and I let them know. And a lot of times I just vent, to really, try to get a grasp of what's going on, try to get back to my gut space. I've been listening to meditation music for 24 hours a day lately. Even especially when I was going through that little depression stage, I had to bring myself out of it, because depression can pull you in and pull you into to the point where it's hard for you to get out. And so I start working on myself, trying to pull myself back out of that, because I hadn't been able to do the stuff that I normally do. I had, been able to do my videos. I post my podcast, but I just wasn't able to do the videos, like I really wanted to. And now, I feel that I'm getting there, and I'm going to really try really hard to really get my videos back out there like I was before, and keep you guys updated on what's going on with with my neck and stuff and everything else that's going on in my life. My grandson, his birthday is this month, and he won a birthday party, and I just had to let him know, Nana's not gonna be able to do your birthday party. I'm gonna do you some decorations, but we're gonna have a family birthday dinner. I'm not gonna do the big birthday thing like I did last year. I know it's his 5th birthday, but I'm not in that place to do that party for him. I would make it up to him. Next year I would, throw him that birthday party that he wants. But I will have him some decorations, for his, birthday dinner. Because, right now I'm not in that place to be able to stand and do all that. Excuse me. Because I'm in too much pain. Like I said, my neck feel like it's going backwards, and it hurts. It just, hurts to sit here and try to, keep my head straight and keep it from leaning back or leaning forward or leaning sideways. So I just wanted to come on and let you guys know that, and let you know that I am very grateful and thankful for all my subscribers, everyone that watches my videos. I thank you, and for sharing my videos. I really, really thank you, and I'm grateful for that. Because, there's people out there that's going through something, and if I can try to help motivate a person to let them see that you can still have a life with your illness, that's all I want to do. I want to share my life experience, what I'm going through and how I deal with it. Because like I said, I have good days and I have bad days. And then sometimes I have really, really bad days. When I'm, like I said, with the depression, those are my really bad days when I'm depressed. So, and that's very southern when I have those. I haven't had one of those in 4 years. So it just, I was frustrated and stressed because I didn't know what was happening to my neck. It's just, life can throw you a curveball and you just have to go with it, But I'm dealing with it, and I'm looking forward to getting to see this, neurosurgeon and see what his next step is going to be. And when I actually talk to him and find out, I would definitely come back and let you guys know, what is my next step is going to be. And I thank you all from the bottom of my heart for sharing my videos, liking my videos. And don't forget to hit the like button, the share, and the notification button, so when I upload new videos, you guys will know they're there. Namaste.